Mabuhay listeners! Welcome to our podcast, Knowing Our Constitution, Knowing Our Nation. And for today's episode na pinamagatang, The Story of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, The Rewrite of History by the Filipino People. And for today's episode, I will be your host. My name is Danilo, and we will uncover what was life during martial law and how the 1987 Philippine Constitution became the symbol of our freedom. So hi Samantha, good morning. Thank you for coming to our episode for today. So yeah, can you share your insights or your thoughts about the 1987 before it came to be?
Okay, so during the martial law years under President Ferdinand Marcos, Filipinos lived in fear. Many were silenced, media was controlled, and the rights were taken away.
I totally agree and hear about that, Samantha.
But in 1986, hope was restored when millions of Filipinos stood together in the EDSA People Power Revolution. It was a peaceful protest that ended the dictatorship and provided the real powers from the people.
I understand, and it's really amazing how the Filipino people unite before to patalsikin the former President Marcos, Ferdinand Marcos, because as what we know that he is really a dictator and no one has the right before to speak up. So after that, Miss Samantha, we heard that the former President Cory Aquino had three choices before creating the 1987 Constitution. So can you share or can you elaborate those choices first?
So, ayun na nga. When Cory Aquino became the president, she had three choices. First, if she keep the 1970 Constitution or go back to the 1935 version or start fresh. She chose to build something new, something truly for the people, at ito na yung 1987 Philippine Constitution.
Alright, thank you so much, Ms. Samantha, for your insights, and at least meron na tayong a few idea o idea na kung ano ba talaga ang 1987 Constitution. Thank you so much, Ms. Samantha.
Thank you.
So hi Juliane, welcome.
Hello Dan, thank you for having me today Dan.
So can you tell us?
Okay, before the 1987 Constitution, in 1986, President Aquino formed the Constitutional Commission, made up of 48 members. At ito yung mga taong may iba't ibang profesyon, gaya ng doktor, lawyers, teachers, priests, and other citizens.
So thank you so much, Juliane. I already have the idea now, or I already understand the difference between the Constitution and the Constitutional Commission, or the CONCOM. So you mentioned earlier that CONCOM was formed by 48 members. So I'm sure that my leader dyan, or ano bang tawag siya?
I mean Miss Cecilia Muñoz Palma, the president of the Constitutional Commission, or she is the female Supreme Court Justice of the Philippines. She was known for her courage in defending democracy even during the darkest years of the martial law.
Can you tell us more? What was their mission? Why they created this, constitution?
Their mission was to create constitution that would rebuild democracy and ensure that dictatorship would never return. After months of work, their draft was approved and ratified by the people through a national vote on February 2, 1987, I guess.
February 2, 1987. So that day, it was approved and already declared as a constitution, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. So thank you so much, Mr. Julian. Hi, Shan.
Hi, Dan.
So during the 1987 Constitution, Shan, can you tell us more about what they want to achieve?
Okay, so the 1987 Constitution was created with one clear goal: to bring back democracy and protect the people's right. Okay, so at sinusiguro din ito na ang boses at kapangyarihan ay belongs to the people, not to one ruler. It also reminds us that Leadership must come with accountability.
So I hope that the 1987 Constitution lives in today's, era of our generation because we really need their goals for today. So thank you so much, Sean, for sharing your thoughts and insights about the 1987 Constitution.
Thank you, Dad.
Today, you'll be staying there for a while because I'll be going to further explain or add up the information of the 1987 Constitution. So, the 1987 Constitution, Sean, it has 18 articles included on the documents. But I will not be mentioning those 18 articles because that's way too long and we don't have enough time to explain that. But I'll be going to share at least 3 articles man lang para sa, maunawaan natin kung ano talaga ang nakapaloob sa mga articles ng 1987 Constitution. So first, we have the democratic and republican state. And that sovereignty resides in the people. So meaning, tayo yung tunay na may boses at tayo yung may tunay na kapangyarihan sa ating gobyerno. Hindi lang isang politiko, hindi dalawa, kundi ang mamamayang Pilipino. So the second article is the Bill of Rights. So it promotes to protect the human rights, it uplifts or encourage the freedom of speech. Kagaya na sabi ng mga previous guests natin, that martial law don't have any fair justice. So that's why our Constitution today, the 1987 Constitution, really promotes those advocacies which is protecting the freedom of speech and also making sure that the human rights is really there. So lastly is the government divided into 3 branches, which is the legislative, which means they are the one who makes the law, which is the Congress, if you are familiar with that. After makagawa ng law ng Congress, they are going to submit it to a higher branch of the government, which is the executive branch. So they are the ones going to review all the proposed laws by the Congress. They are the ones going to approve it. And last, if there is a one law that is approved, it will be on the judicial branch of the government. So ito na yun, sila na yung tagapatupad na ginawang batas ng galing sa Congress na sumunod sa executive branch of the government. So this really means that this constitution really helps protect the well-being of the Filipino people. I have already shared my thoughts and insights on the 1987 Constitution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dad.
Hi, Dimple. Thank you so much for your presence.
No problem, Dan.
Alright. So can you tell us or share with us how the 1987 Constitution changed our country?
So for me, the 1987 Constitution became a symbol of victory, proof that the Filipino people could rise again after years of silence.
You, Dimple, how did it help the life of the Filipino people?
It gave us back our voice, our vote, and our rights to question those in power.
So lastly, Dimple, can you tell me or can you share to the audience that why we must protect the 1987 Constitution?
Because it gave us hope and reminded us that democracy is not a gift. It's something we must protect.
Indeed, that's actually precise and very impactful answer of yours, Dimple. Without further ado, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your ideas about the 1987 Constitution. Hi, Rodel.
Hi, Dan.
Well, Del, can you share with us what can students and citizens can learn from the 1987 Constitution?
Studying the 1987 Constitution is not just about memorizing laws. It's about understanding its meaning. It teaches us that freedom always comes with responsibility. The responsibility to defend what's right and to value the truth and justice.
So why is it more than just a law?
This Constitution is more than just words on paper. It's a promise that dictatorship will never rule again.
Thank you so much, Rodel, for sharing your heartfelt and very inspirational thoughts and insights about the lessons that we can get from the 1987 Constitution and its importance. Going back to our situation right now in this country, we know that our government faces anomalies right now, especially in corruptions, like the ghost projects, the flood control projects, the misinformations, the silence of some of the Filipino peoples, and the misinformations. So what are your thoughts about this one? Do you still believe that the 1987 Constitution is still being practiced, or it is still alive?
So if we look around today, we still face challenges, the fake news, corruption, and misinformation that threaten the values written in the Constitution. Yes, we have a freedom of speech, but sometimes it's used to spread lies. Yes, we have a leaders, but some still abuse their power. That's why we must remember the Constitution only works if we live by it. It's just a paper if we don't practice its values in real life.
That's exactly the power of your words. We all know that today's generation, or in today's time, we actually do not, or we often forget the 1987 Constitution primary goals, and we are actually slowly going back to those darkest years of the Philippines, and we don't need that to happen again, because as part of the newer generation, we believe that change is really coming for us, and it's not too late to promote peace and fair justice in the Philippines. So thank you so much, Mr. Norberto, and that's end our discussion. To end our podcast, let us remind ourselves of the words that guided our nations. The Philippine Preamble of the 1987 Constitution. We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God, in order to build a just and humane society, and establish a government that shall embody our ideals and aspirations, promote the common good, conserve and develop our patrimony, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law and a regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace. To ordain and promulgate this Constitution. This preamble reminds us that our Constitution is built on truth, justice, love, and equality, the values that we should guide every Filipino. This has been our podcast, Knowing Our Constitution and Knowing Our Nation. The episode of The Story of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, The Rewrite of History by the Filipino People. Maraming salamat po for watching and listening. And always remember na ang tunay na kapangyarihan ay nasa boses at kamay nating mga